This is by far the funniest situation I've had in Brawlhalla. For a bit of backstory, this is Carnage. He's been playing the game for 8 years and has 2,500 in-game hours. He mains gauntlets and is a solid 2,100 elo. I ran into him in this experimental match. I was playing Scarlet because I needed some lance damage for a battle pass quest. Lance is not one of my best weapons, so I lost the game. Carnage then invited me to a game room, and he acts like he's a Brawlhalla coaching angel, and I'm so blessed to receive a free session from him. I told him I wasn't even on my main, so we fight again. We ended up playing 4 more games. The first game, he played Darth Maul, and he got 2-stocked. He says a bunch of stuff about how he's still warming up, and Spear and Sword are a whole different playstyle, and that he was playing a bad stance to challenge himself. Sounds like coping to me, but I just agreed with him to keep things nice. We queue up for our next game, Ragnar versus Darth Vader. We are both on our last stocks here, and I'm in red, and he's barely hit at all. It's looking very bad for me, but then I get some nice axe strings off. I managed to finish him off with guitars, a pretty nice clutch if you ask me. But let me tell you, Carnage did not like this one. He says he doesn't want to count that as a win because he had more damage than me and is whining about Ragnar's damage. The next game, he uses a Moogie, which is pretty funny. He says in chat that it's gonna be hard for me to win and he's gonna kill me easily. I got some nice damage off with axe, and since he was on a Moogie, I used a lot of SIGs since it's hard to move out of them. Carnage ended up losing this game while I was still on yellow in my last stock. Keep in mind, it is now 3-1. In chat, he says Teros is brain dead and dares me to play him again. Carnage is not messing around anymore and he plays his main legend, which is Cross. I clutched up again and it is now 4-1. Carnage was pretty upset after this win, banning me from the room and saying nah, just brain dead. Just to remind you, I haven't said anything but GG's and agreeing with Carnage, while he has called my gameplay brain dead and made an excuse for every one of my wins, while saying that I need coaching. But yeah, it's pretty funny to say I need coaching and then lose 3 games in a row. A little bit after the ban, he messages me on Steam with this long rant about how the ban was because of Teros, not me. This was so annoying because he sent his rant 1 sentence at a time, so I got Steam notifications every few seconds for like 10 minutes. So far, we had the first experimental game, my 3 wins in a row, the first ban, and his Steam rant, but there is still much more to this story. I joined my friend, the Ghz Man, who happened to be fighting Carnage in an experimental match. Ghz had just destroyed him and was emoting, so Carnage was already mad. Carnage runs it back with Ghz. They are both on Ulgrim, and Carnage does the worst play I've ever seen. Ghz uses his axe to build up a lot of damage and then secures the win pretty easily. Carnage then says he lost because Demon Island is not a bright enough map for his poor eyesight. I understand that he has an eye condition, but Carnage always has something to say after he loses. It's never a fair win in his opinion. Ghz won that game with 2 accidents, but of course Carnage has something to say. Carnage banned me once again, but luckily my friend Ghz was still in the lobby. After kicking me and Ghz, Carnage goes on a rant talking about how he wasn't trying at all, how he's not gonna sweat in a custom lobby, and that we should check out his Twitter and see who he really is, whatever that means. A few days later after all that, I'm in a 2's lobby with Centro and Carnage joins and apologizes. I accepted his apology and then Centro trolled him into a 45-minute Brawlhalla text conversation, which I sped up here. I thought this was a pretty funny situation. There was definitely toxicity on both sides.